So ever since the release of Deadpool and Wolverine released last weekend, and everyone has been falling in love with this movie, and it's been nothing but positive vibes and positive energy being thrown into this project. And that's the one thing that I admire about Deadpool and Wolverine, the amount of love and care and passion that was being put into this movie. Let's not forget the money that was being put into this project really served the film's legacy very well. So Kevin Feige just said this about Hugh Jackman's Wolverine and as well as other characters. Yes, Marvel is celebrating its 85th anniversary later this summer. That's just the first 85 years, and Disney just celebrated 100 years as well. I think these characters will be around for another 100 years, long after all of us. So for sure, there will be eventually another actor as Wolverine. I think it will be in a very different way, in a very different style. I also think if somebody were to attempt to do a Hugh Jackman as Wolverine impression, that would be a pretty big mistake. And I agree with that as well. There can only be one Wolverine, and that Wolverine is Hugh Jackman. Sure, there was Wolverine actor from the X-Men 97 TV show as well as the 90s animated series, but I think Hugh Jackman for the most part really brought the character to life in the 2000s. But Deadpool and Wolverine for the most part completely changed the game, and for the longest time we've been asking for various comic accurate characters and references, covers and characters from the past multiverse, from the past issues. I think Deadpool and Wolverine provided us with a lot of that stuff, with good cameos that were not only used for fan service, but they gave them something to do while helping Deadpool and Wolverine fight off evil. And I think that's what a lot of us comic fans have been asking for years, is a good comic adaptation done right. And I think you're going to get that with Deadpool and Wolverine. But at this point, it's the film that pretty much saved the MCU. And the MCU is pretty much back for the most part, because we got films coming out in 2 years. And that right there should give you a reason to be excited about the future MCU projects. Not only that, but the Russo brothers are back to film both Avengers movies as well, Doomsday and Avengers Secret Wars. So that would be a huge plus. Not only that, but Hugh Jackman will be returning as Wolverine for both projects. I don't think it's for Doomsday, but it might be for Secret Wars because it exists in the comics as well. So with that in mind, I really think that Hugh Jackman will be Wolverine maybe for about 5 or 6 years, depending on the actor, if he wants to stay as the character. Or you could just let somebody else play Wolverine. But like Kevin Feige said, there can only be one Wolverine. And if you want somebody to imitate Hugh Jackman's Wolverine, while instead of doing it their own version of the character, is a red flag. So you might as well just let them stay true to their own different characters and stop trying to pretend to be Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. Even though I do appreciate them doing different versions of the Wolverine, the burgundy and orange Wolverine, it's so many different Wolverines in Deadpool and Wolverine that I forgot about. But let's just say a lot of them were CGI with Hugh Jackman's face and body, but with muscles being added to it though. And I find it funny that they actually made a very short comic accurate Logan from the comics, but it looks kind of funny on screen. But just seeing Hugh Jackman as Wolverine probably made this film worth it. Not only that, but him wearing the mask in the film during, I think, the 3rd and 4th act. Maybe, I don't know, but it was probably the best part about this movie. And plus, they did the iconic comic pose. And when I say that this movie is the most comic accurate movie ever, it is. And even though the writing was a bit difficult, but I could forgive them for that. I'm not gonna trash them for that, but the movie is still great, and I'm glad that Hugh Jackman will stick around for Wolverine throughout the years to come if he decides to. I don't know. What are your thoughts on this? Let me know in the comments down below.